Hi guys, thanks for watching. Okay, Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Time for three card spreads, one for each of those signs. Okay, so shuffling Tarot in Wonderland here. Just about my favourite deck that I'm using at the moment. And so what are the first three cards for the sign of Libra in this reading? Okay, first one out, number 9, the Hermit. Here he is on his horse here, and he's pulling out of the world. He's moving away from things. Alice, because this is based on Alice in Wonderland, Alice is waving her handkerchief, saying goodbye, but she will see him again. This is a temporary thing. The thing is, life is change, and Alice's life is about to change. The whole point of the Wonderland books really is Alice's journey from being a girl into being a woman. It's about growing up basically, and how quickly things can change, how quickly things can happen. So whatever or whoever is going out of your life at this very moment, Libra, fear not, you will see them again, but things may have changed, and that is very likely to make things a bit better, because life is change, and when we go with the flow of life, we do actually get those changes coming in. Feels like progress is stalled though, and it's number 9 in the major arcana, so it's close to your heart, and in lots of ways it's close to that feeling of completion that we're always looking for when we're trying to get things done and make things happen. But there we go, the Hermit. Maybe Libra, maybe you need to retreat from the world a bit as well. If so, remember, things are going to have changed when you come back. Different strokes for different folks, could go either way on that. Okay, middle card in this reading for the sign of Libra then, the Knight of Wands. Now, this guy is an egotist. He is great for getting things done, though. He is the main knight for getting things done. And look, his horse is busy there. His horse is kind of in that running posture. And he's got the wand, and he's not taking any nonsense from anybody, really. And that's just the thing. When this character comes in, Libra, you need to actually be aware of his ego. Ego is never all that much of a positive thing. And I'm not saying kind of bathe his ego in admiration, but I am saying make sure he feels that what he's doing is worth it. And that means make sure you know that you feel that what you're doing is worth it as well, Libra, because that's how we get to know, the best things to do, the best ways to go in life. Okay, and the third card that came out for Libra this month, and this is early October 2019, by the way, is this one. It's the Two of Wands. Progress is happening, you see, and this is the main thing, because the last two cards we've had the Hermit that's kind of, it's going somewhere psychologically, and it's definitely going somewhere in terms of making the future a better place to be, but it's not kind of a happening thing, the Hermit, is it? It's kind of taking a rest. We've got the Knight of Wands showing that progress can happen, but now we've got the Two of Wands showing that actually Alice doesn't look as if she's really fully aware that progress is happening, but it really is, because there's two wands there, and the wind of change is blowing the ribbons on the wand. So I'm giving you that, Libra. The wind of change is a-blowing for you guys, but look at that clear blue sky there. Truth is super important when that jumps in, for sure. And the chessboard feels laid out like a chessboard in the fields behind her. She's facing away from them. She's not actually looking at the game that's going on behind her. She's rising above all that and going forward to bigger and better things. Okay, super positive there. Let us go into Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno. At this point, a wonderful psychic artist working out of Blue Angel galleries in Australia. I'll have a shuffle, and I would just like to have one card here, please, for the sign of Libra, just as a significator for this reading, and it's Archangel Raphael. Let's pop the other ones out of the way. It's Archangel Raphael, and it's all about health in this card. Right, now then, so we're sort of in a bit of a waiting room, aren't we? We've got Two of Wands there for progress that's going to be happening, and it's actually started up behind the scenes already. But what about health? Is your approach to this healthy, Libra? And on the other side of it, is it possible, Libra, that, there are unhealthy attitudes around you? Whatever's stopping you really getting forward at the moment? Maybe it's your own health, but maybe it's just an unhealthy situation. These are very different readings depending on who is watching them and listening to them. And by the way, thanks to everyone who's watching and subscribing. Always appreciated. Just keep it healthy, basically. Sometimes we stay in situations that aren't that good for us because we're trying to work without the ego. But the important thing about controlling the ego is that, just exactly that, keeping it under control. That's what's healthy. It's not healthy at all to decide that you have no ego. Yeah, so-called spiritual teachers tell you that because they want you to let their guides in. If you have no ego and you're making the affirmation that you have no ego, that is kind of, it's a trick that people use. It's kind of unscrupulous. It's quite annoying, and it's why I don't tend to sit in circles, because you can sit in a brilliant circle and there'll be someone in there trying to manipulate it. Not good. Okay, Libra, so I'll give you that with love. That is this week's go of it. But basically, remember this one, the Two of Wands. This was the last card out of the tarot deck for you guys in early October. And this is really showing that it is starting to happen. It's not really going places yet, but it's starting to happen. Okay, so keep your finger on that pulse, Libra. Scorpio, what have we for the sign of Scorpio? First card out is the Knight of Cups, and it's actually the same character that's in the Hermit card, believe it or not. Now, the Knight of Cups is looking there at the cup, of course, representing longings and desires, and he's looking at that. He's wondering sort of what's in it, not just what's in it, but is the stuff in it of good quality? Because he really likes to kind of be discerning about things like that. So this is a case of be careful what you wish for, Scorpio. You really need to think about that. Sometimes the things we want to manifest don't really lead us anywhere great. A relationship thing is very typical of that, you know. A lot of people feel lonely and wish they were in a relationship. I've been through that one. And sometimes you get into the relationship and you wish you weren't in it. You know, fact of life, it really is. And I bet you know what I'm saying there as well, Scorpio. So be careful what you wish for. Okay, look into your longings and desires and be sure that what you want is the right thing. Be careful what you wish for, because the Knight of Cups needs to be convinced that you're going in a really positive direction. Excuse me, a direction that is going to help you as you go forward, Scorpio. Okay, next one out for Scorpio is number 17, and it's the Star. So major arcana, very close, very personal. Now look at the healing purple colours in this scene. Spend some time by water, Scorpio, if you can. It's the best way to be calm, really. Certainly in spiritual terms, and I would say just about in any case. Something about flowing water is very special and very cleansing. But the water here has come to a standstill by the look of it. I can't see any ripples on it. And the thing is that this lady's imagination, this lady's thoughts and her feelings are all mingling with the water at this point. And that is where you might find rough waters or calm waters. But Scorpio, if it's rough waters, really try to calm it down, okay? Because in this crazy world, it seems like it's best if we're as fast and furious as possible and we really kind of push the envelope as much as we can. And really, it's not good for the planet and it's not good for us, you know, to be so frustrated and wound up. The human race has been here for so many thousands of years, and you know, we just never had to go this fast in the past. And I think the upshot of all our looking into climate change and everything is that we're not going to be able to go this fast in the future. And you know what? We're going to find out it doesn't matter. Third card out for the star sign of Scorpio, and this is what it's all about. It's the Fool's Journey. It's number 0 in the Major Arcana. Again, very close to your heart. 2 Major Arcana cards for you guys in this one, Scorpio. So Alice is running carefree. The cat is there, almost, well, not almost, but definitely wondering if she's going to do the right thing. The cat in this tarot deck tends to represent spiritual spiritual oversight, I suppose, really, and protection in lots of ways. Is that a hole underneath Alice that she's going to fall into? Or is it just a shadow? We may never find out. But basically, this is saying take care, Scorpio. Really do look around. I would say there's more of a warning in this than there is in the traditional Rider-Waite image that goes with this card. But this is great news, really, because it's the start of a journey. You know, this is such a quiet time, but you do need to have this quiet time. And if you don't take it, you're going to regret it, okay? Because you want your outcomes. to be high quality. Okay, that's what you need to be aiming for. Shoot for the stars. That is really what I'm saying, Scorpio. Let us do you guys an Ask an Angel card from Tony Carman Salerno's Ask an Angel deck. And we have got communication. And just look at the heart on this character. That is the most prominent thing. And so communication, well, this reading is all about making sure you're going in the right direction and being careful what you wish for. Talk to people. Find out, don't just kind of assume, well, it looks as if it's going that way, so I'll do this and it'll work with it. Actually communicate with the people. Actually find out. And, act from the heart as well. That's so important. We're always saying act from the spiritual soul and everything. Well, much of that resides in the human heart. So act from the heart. Don't be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve, Scorpio. Right, that is the way forward. Okie dokie. So we come to Sagittarius. And now I get a bit of a reading for myself because I'm a Saggy. Let's have another shuffle. And what have we got for Sagittarius in early October 2019? First card out, Five of Swords. Now, this lady is not to be messed with, but she can be absolutely wonderful. She really can. She's just one of those people that doesn't take any nonsense. She is holding one sword aloft, even though it's the Five of Swords, because there are other swords crossed behind her in the background. But this is thoughts and feelings. They're kind of all over the place, really. All those swords lying down and the other characters in the scene represent things that could change in terms of having to make decisions. And smaller things that happen as a result of bigger decisions that we take. There can be fallout, can there not? So, friends, what we've got here is she's holding up the single sword there, and you've got to find out what is the main thing, what is the main decision you need to make, and to actually go with that one. Hopefully not worrying too much about, if you make an omelette, you've got to break eggs, so it might not always be the easiest thing for the people around you, or even for you, Sagittarius. But think about what is the main thing, because things are getting a little bit too scattered when that card comes up. Next card for Sagittarius, and it's number 13, it's Death. Now then, I always give a bit of a disclaimer with this. This card does not mean you're going to die or anybody else's, okay? It's just something that people worry about a bit with the tarot at times. But this is all about, you see, Alice is blowing a candle out, and she's blowing the candle out on the past. It is better to light a candle and to sit in darkness, but there is great light at the end of the swirling, cloudy tunnel that is behind Alice there. So she's blowing out the candle because she knows the true light is coming in. Yeah, and that means that things are going to change. Some say the death of the old self, the birth of the new. There's a lot of that in it, but it's also just the death of a situation you're in, the way everything is, the way things aren't working for you, and something new coming in. It's usually quite an exciting thing, but you do have to close one door to get the next door to open, and that's what Alice has done there. She's blown the candle out. Okay, so Five of Wands there. Be careful. Well, there is a bit of be careful what you wish for there, actually, but that isn't what I meant to say. Be careful what you actually kind of think about when you're making decisions, because that really is showing that decisions are more complicated than we tend to think. However, number 13, the Death card, it really is time for change, and it really is likely to be quite a big change. And last card out for you guys, 10 of Cups. Is this not a happy one, Sagittarius? My gosh. We've got some really fiery clouds in the sky that suggests things getting done, even though this isn't a Wands card. It's the 10 of Cups. Are those cups full or are they empty? In so many ways, it doesn't matter, because even if they're empty, they are the equipment needed to have a good party, aren't they? And since we've got the King and Queen in this one, there really isn't much point in worrying about whether they can afford to have a party or not. I'm sure they can. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking peachy. There's completion here. There really is. But everything is a little bit up in the air at the same time. So important to be grounded. So keep it real, Saggy. Think about those desires in your heart. Think about where they're leading you as well. Because that Five of Wands card, which is pretty much where we are at the moment, is really significant. There are so many things vying for your attention. Which one is going to make it work out for you? Which one is going to take you forward? Got to think about that, and I'm thinking about that now because I am such a Sagittarius. Anyway, right, Tony Carman Salerno, what have you to tell us for Sagittarius? and it's Melchizedek, and it's peace. I like this card a lot. Melchizedek is very closely associated with the law of attraction and that very special kind of alchemy that goes on between people. Okay, and it's not just between people. You can be attracted to a thing not because it's a person, but you just be attracted to it, like music or something big like that, or maybe something in your work. But basically that law of attraction is very powerful, but you need peace to really make things happen, because you need to be listening to the world around you. Okay, so do keep looking for peace. There is a fire burning in Melchizedek's heart here, an absolute fire, and he seems to be wearing a crown of thorns as well. So this isn't an easy situation. This really is about hold on, wait and see. Friends, I am waiting to see what happens with my channel. I was going to show you my analytics YouTube graph. And it's ridiculous, really. For some reason, these readings and what I was doing was very, very popular and getting more and more people watching them every week, right up until about kind of April. And after that, it's fallen off. Now, I've kept doing them, even though the views are like less than 100th of what they were at that time. Because it seems egotistical to me to stop doing these because they're not kind of getting me enough attention, and that isn't really what it's all about. But I do wonder, you know, I've got to kind of do something with my mission. I've got to try and reach people. And as I'm looking at the Ten of Cups there, I think, yeah, I've got it all going on here, really. But there's nothing in the cups, you know. I'm not complaining to you guys. God bless you. You're actually watching the thing. Fantastico, and give me 2 thumbs up if you possibly can. But I'm really starting to wonder where I'm going with it. So I'm going to start doing videos about other things. So I actually did one last weekend, and we'll go in that direction a bit, because it really is kind of really ridiculous when I look at my analytics. I put on something like 10 subscribers most weeks, and I lose 5 or 6 of them straight afterwards. So it's a net gain, and it's good. But I think this is the kind of channel that people watch because they think they should. And, you know, that's never going to go on for very long, because it's never going to be very comfortable for the people. Who knows, right? I'm thinking about it anyway. I'm thinking about it. That is Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius for early October 2019. Who knows what is going to happen by the time we get to November, but there will be more readings by then. Have a good one, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Peace. I'll see you again soon.